If you've been waiting for the perfect hybrid camera that combines professional-level photography with groundbreaking video capabilities, you're in for a treat. Because today, we're diving deep into what could be Fujifilm's most ambitious release yet: the highly anticipated Fujifilm X-E5. And trust me, what I'm about to reveal about this camera might completely change your upgrade plans for 2025. Before we get started, hit that subscribe button and notification bell to stay updated on the latest camera rumors and reviews. Because there's one feature in this camera that absolutely blew my mind when I first saw the leaks, and I'll be revealing it at the end of this video. Now, let's talk about what makes the X-E5 potentially revolutionary. The leaked specifications suggest that Fujifilm isn't just updating their X-E line, they're completely reimagining it, starting with something that's going to make every professional photographer's heart skip a beat: a 40-megapixel aps-c X-Trans CMOS 5 HR sensor. Let that sink in for a moment. 40 megapixels in an aps-c format. This isn't just an incremental upgrade, it's a statement. Imagine being able to crop your images aggressively while still maintaining enough resolution for large prints. For wedding photographers, this means capturing wide shots of the ceremony and still being able to crop in for intimate close-ups without changing lenses. But here's where it gets really interesting. The X-E5 isn't just about still photography. According to the leaks, we're looking at 6.2 thousand video recording at 30 frames per second with 4 to 2 to 10-bit color. What does this mean in real-world terms? Imagine capturing footage that rivals cinema cameras costing 3 times as much. And speaking of video capabilities, here's something that caught my attention: ProRes and Blackmagic RAW output via HDMI. For content creators and filmmakers, this is a game changer. You're essentially getting professional-grade video capabilities in a compact body. Think about it. You could potentially use this as your main camera for both YouTube content and commercial video work. But there's one feature that's been rumored that deserves special attention. Something that could revolutionize how we shoot in challenging conditions: the 7-stop in-body image stabilization system. If these leaks are accurate, this would put the X-E5 in direct competition with cameras way above its price range. Let me give you a real-world example. Imagine shooting handheld at 1/8 of a second and still getting sharp images. That's like having a virtual tripod built into your camera. For street photographers working in low light, this could be the difference between getting the shot and missing the moment. Now, let's talk about autofocus. The leaked specs mention a 425-point intelligent hybrid autofocus system. But here's what makes this special. This isn't just about having more focus points, it's about having smarter focus points. The system is rumored to include advanced subject recognition capabilities. Think about tracking a bride walking down the aisle, or a bird in flight. The camera could potentially maintain focus even when your subject temporarily moves behind obstacles. For wildlife photographers, this could be the difference between nailing the shot and ending up with a beautiful but blurry memory. But before I reveal the most exciting feature that's been leaked, let me tell you about something that could change the game for architectural and landscape photographers: the 160-megapixel pixel shift multi-shot mode. Imagine being able to capture images with detail that rivals medium-format cameras. Every brick in a building, every leaf in a landscape, captured with incredible clarity. But there's more to this camera than just impressive specs. And what I'm about to share next might make you reconsider any camera purchase plans you have for 2025. Now, here's what many of you have been waiting for: the electronic viewfinder specs. And this is where things get really interesting. The X-E5 is rumored to feature a 3.69 million OLED electronic viewfinder. But it's not just about the resolution. There's something special about this EVF that could change how you shoot. Sources suggest it might have the fastest refresh rate we've seen in this class of camera. Imagine tracking fast-moving subjects with zero blackout. For sports photographers or anyone shooting action, this could be the difference between getting the perfect moment and missing it entirely. But that's not even the most impressive part. Let's talk about speed. The X-E5 is reportedly capable of 20 frames per second with the electronic shutter and 15 frames per second with the mechanical shutter. Just think about that for a moment. You could capture 20 full-resolution, 40-megapixel images in a single second. That's enough speed to capture every subtle expression change in a portrait session, or every frame of a dramatic sports moment. But here's where it gets really exciting. The release date. According to our sources, the Fujifilm X-E5 is coming in summer 2025. And while we don't have an exact date yet, this timing could be strategic, because it positions the X-E5 perfectly for… well, I'll get to that in just a moment. First, let's talk about what might be the most surprising aspect of this camera: the price. Now, I want you to keep in mind all the features we've discussed so far: the 40-megapixel sensor, the advanced video capabilities, the professional-grade autofocus system. How much would you expect to pay for all of this? The leaked price point suggests the body-only version will be between $999 and $1,099. Let that sink in. A camera with these capabilities for under $1,100. And if you're thinking about the kit lens option, it gets even more interesting. The bundle with either the 18 to 55mm lens or a newer lens is expected to be between $1,199 and $1,299. But here's something crucial to consider. These prices are just predictions based on leaks. And given the current market conditions and the feature set we're looking at, they might change. Which brings me to an important point about timing. The summer 2025 release window is particularly interesting because it coincides with several major photography events and the typical peak season for wedding and event photography. If you're planning to upgrade your gear around that time, you might want to hold off on any major purchases until we get official confirmation. Now, let's talk about connectivity. The X-E5 is rumored to feature both Bluetooth and Wi-Fi capabilities. But there's a twist. Sources suggest that Fujifilm might be implementing some new connectivity features that could streamline your workflow in ways we haven't seen before. Imagine being able to transfer your RAW files directly to your editing device while shooting, or having the ability to control advanced camera settings remotely through a completely redesigned app. For professional photographers, this could be a game changer in terms of workflow efficiency. But before I wrap up, there's one more thing. Something that hasn't been widely discussed in other leak reports. It's about the potential of this camera to revolutionize how we approach hybrid shooting. And it's directly related to what I covered in my recent video about the upcoming Fujifilm X-T6. If you're interested in learning more about how these two cameras might complement each other and what that could mean for your photography or video work, check out my X-T6 video right after this. I've linked it in the end screen. And here's my final thought. If even half of these leaked specifications prove accurate, the X-E5 could be the camera that changes the game for hybrid shooters in 2025. It's not just about the impressive spec sheet. It's about how all these features come together to create a tool that could transform your creative process. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and notification bell to stay updated on the latest news about the X-E5 and other exciting camera releases. And let me know in the comments which feature of the X-E5 excites you the most. Is it the 40-megapixel sensor? The advanced video capabilities? Or perhaps that surprisingly competitive price point? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.